the Plug Podcast for Bushy guest Travis Perotta.
Yes.
Location.
Yeah. This is kind of like a special edition post 2025 Rock and Pod Expo edition of Plug Podcast, I would say, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what are we talking about?
I mean, and how fucking awesome I am. Oh, just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not that awesome. No, man, just just want to thanks to everybody that was responsible for it this year, which of course Tracy.
Tracy McAdrew. She
did a hell of a job.
Yeah, she put out a great event. I hope it was successful. It looked like it was pretty successful.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got the same vibe that we had every year, man. I mean, I'm not an expert on that as far as numbers and stuff, but it seemed to me like there was quite a few people there, man. And this was his first one, and he had a good time.
Right.
What are your thoughts, Travis, being that this is your first ever Rockin' Pod?
Well, I had a blast. It was going to be fun.
Right on, man. Any particular highlights you want to talk about?
Oh, definitely the pre-party. Just seeing the live bands perform great songs, meeting all the great podcasters. I got to meet these two guys here. Got to meet Ian Wadzilla Wadley. Got to meet Chris Sinzak and Eric Camaro. So many great people.
The Mooger Fooger.
The Mooger Fooger. This awesome wife.
Yeah, Bill was there.
Yeah.
Bill. I really enjoyed myself, and I plan on coming next time.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think
there's so much to talk about.
I do too.
It'll have to be for another to talk about, but I don't know if I could squeeze it all into this one episode,
No, we'll figure it out, man.
We'll figure it out because it's like we came in early. We came in Thursday.
Yeah. We
got here a little earlier than you, so my lady and I, Rockin' Pod was, I was like, look, it went for big ass, expo room. I took her a show to the Grand Ole Opry. We came all the way to fucking Nashville to go to the mall. Apparently, we went to the mall. I've never been to that mall. All the times I've come down here, I'm shopping.
But you didn't because you were with dudes.
Well, that
to disparage your lovely lady. I'm Mindy.
She won't talk. She's
not hateful. This job, bro.
But no, we went and did that. And then we ended up coming over here to the Airbnb, which is where we're filming from now. Is the Airbnb?
Which I mean, hey, shout out to an amazing. And I'm thinking I might try to hit it up next year, man. It's been a really cool place.
Yeah, they're really cool. They're very polite. They're like, look, if we get too loud, you be as loud as you want.
And we're like, okay, but we're not. We're being very respectful.
Well, first of all, look, we're old.
Right.
Okay. And we've been out, man, partied it up and that.
Yes, sir.
We sleep.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Sleep, get up and go do it again.
And do it. And Vince, especially as you're a podcaster, you're on the go almost the entire time. And it is what it is. That's what was kind of interesting about 2018. I was already an online radio personality because I was doing my radio show for that. But I wasn't doing a podcast. I was not a podcaster, and I kind of was like the way Travis kind of hung out with us and of course he went off and explored and did things on his own, just like that. It reminded me very much of my first time when I was with Ralph and Ian and it wasn't just the event, man. We went everywhere. I mean, I remember we walked to McDonald's and got something to eat. There was a whole bunch of us, man. I mean, it was really cool. Damn good movie memories and became instant friend on his podcast ever since. And so many cool people. Obviously got to meet Chris and Aaron for the first time. This kind of experience that has been a big kick for me because I'm like, I was him, The
same with my girlfriend. Right. Music person. She's not a rock and metal person the whole time. She won't come and talk on camera or mic, but
she's shy.
She's had a black home today. And she's like, I really, really have had a good time. She's like, time. So so she wants to come back.
That's awesome though, man. That's cool. Somebody in your life that understands you. At least speaking from my point of view, that's fair. So to have somebody like you got Miss Mindy here, man, is like not only support you in your endeavors, but it's like, hell yeah, let's do this. Let's go. I want to see what it's like, and then enjoying herself, and yeah, I mean,
because back home I'm Nate,
right,
because I don't talk to those fucking people, and they don't call me Bushy, but nobody calls everybody that's Bushy, Bush, hey Bushy.
Well, sure.
So that's been kind of an adjustment. I was like, look, I told you that's
like with me. A friend of mine called.
I'll get in trouble if I don't clicky click. I have to do two of these.
When I was at one of the other rockin' pods, and a gal I was dating at the time called me, and everybody's like, Mike, and she's like, why are they calling you Metal Mike? And I even told her before, I told you that's my handle. She just didn't get the podcasting thing. I mean, she wasn't mean about it, but she was just like, really? And I'm like, yeah, but I have my real life friends. I don't even know how to describe it. They're my friends who live locally in my area, guys. I have my podcast family, my online radio family. That's why I do this. Listeners, people like Travis turn me on to stuff I haven't heard before. And maybe it ain't even really new, but it's new to me, and that's what's so cool about this, man, is we all love, and not only that, like, and this is not to disparage music, because I realize that, that's outlaw country, especially the old school outlaw country. It's just, I don't know how to describe it, because I've been to other concerts, and it's not that people don't, I mean, they have a great time at a country show, It's what metal shows. It's like this bond. It's like being in a geek, being into comic books. It was like, we're having fun, and the rest of the world don't know about it. You got these bands that like Brian Slagle pointed out, and so did from Ethio. Car pulled out. And we're not talking about some little club. We're talking like 10, 20,000 seating, so when people say, oh, times where maybe it's not, and it's not as big. And hey, God bless the 50s. If they love her and that's what gets them through the day, I don't care. But that music was not written for me. That music, especially me, I'm a crusty fucking 4-year-old dude, man. See, I'm almost through 4 extra years. Even though I don't look it, I've kind of become a silver fox in my old age. But with that being said, there are days I do feel it, but I'm not that demographic, And if other people,
you're not a 12-year-old fucking.
I mean, hey, they have to. Everybody has to have a musical release. Man.
Look, I met a much better pop star than fucking Taylor Swift could ever dream of being.
I'm not. I'm not suggesting we all become fucking Swifties or anything.
I would rather be that.
But yeah, I think that and like I said, just seeing my boy here, just having so much fun. Because, well, yeah, dude, I guess because I don't want to sound like I'm jaded, but it's not even about being jaded, but I've been here.
The same thing to me. I'm like,
there's a reason why.
I'm like, are you okay? Are you bored? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Pause this for a second. All right, go ahead, continue.
Yeah, let's do it.
But yeah, like, you've been through, it's almost like old hat to you in a way, So again, that's one of the reasons why I got a big kid. I love it whenever I see somebody who's never been here before. And it was I don't know if it was a strip mall, but it wasn't a very big place.
I went year one at the strip mall, smaller than the place you went, the Nashville. I forget what it was called.
Yeah,
but I walked to see it because I went and showed her, like I said, where everything. The Nashville.
Yeah.
But boy, you talk about small. It had maybe 2 record vendors, a couple.
Yeah.
And it was you were very crammed. We had just close, and I just went down there and check it out and hang out with everybody. And it's like, wow, this is really cool. You see all these celebrities, you're listening in on panels and such. Like now then there was one. It was in the very front of the room, and that's all you had. That's it. So everybody was basically, it was really cool. But my girl, Mindy, one of these all day today. I'm like, are you okay? Are you bored? Because I knew the other days would be okay. We're going to go explore the city,
right.
I knew we were going to do those things. She's been to 2 rock and roll, that'd be cool. I didn't know how she was going to be today. time today. I know, get up close and personal. Because of where we had her seated, because she was my admin. By the way, she won't be my admin. She didn't get my coffee the way she was supposed to on Mike's recording. Just fired, okay? Fired.
I give him the stink eye right now, ladies and gentlemen, and you deserve it. Please.
But I walked over, what was it, Friday? You were recording with Brian Slagle.
Yeah.
And I knew what time.
They got there early.
Well, they got there early. Like I sat down for a few minutes. I went in there and took a leak, washed my hands, and I'm coming back. He's already talking. And I mouthed to me. I could see my soundboard, I could tell he ain't recording shit. And we up, and I just come to the interview anyway. We kind of went back.
And I like the fact that we did that this year. I think it made it easier for both. You only have like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And when you got two guys asking questions, I mean, if it was a longer interview, fine.
Sure.
Obviously, both of us. But
yeah.
I just think it was easier that way.
I think, but I frankly interrupted the interview, and thankfully you hadn't got too far.
No, we just started.
Because I'm just kind of looking at him, like, hey, something going on. I'm like, yeah, you're not recording, dude.
I was like, fuck.
But he was cool. He was very gracious.
Is a class act, man. And it was a great, when I seen he was coming, I'm like, I told Nate, I'm like, we got to get him, hire him, because again, Brian was one of those guys like the late great Johnny Z, like the guy, I can't remember his name, that started Concrete Records. I was before they got signed to Cap. Can't remember. Anyway.
Yeah, not important.
Those guys, though, they put their money where their mouth is, and they made it big now. But bands like Megadeth, even and Metallica especially, I mean, they're so mainstream now. But at the time, folks, they fucking weren't. For any of you guys out there, most of the labels wanted nothing to do with thrash metal. They didn't want anything. They didn't get it. You had guys who literally created these labels for those. And I also think Brian just felt like there was a lot of good bands that weren't really good. And Metal Blade has a pretty diversified, what do you call it, stable of artists. But I've always admired Brian, and his conviction, and even me a little bit. And I could tell when we were talking, we're both looking at each other like, bro, it was one of them because kind of short, stocky bald dudes, man, and
you see the picture of him.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Adam Marshall. Adam, I know you're going to be seeing this, man. Just my identical twin. So,
we love you, Adam Marshall.
Yeah, Adam Marshall rules.
He's awesome.
It was cool. We got the recording going. Goes step by step as we release the interviews.
Yeah,
interview Brian Slagle, and that actually came up last minute. Tracy. I have this guy available Friday, but he's a podcaster now. He's going into the podcast
job.
I'm sure he will. But she's like, do you want to chat with him? And I'm like, I said, yes, get us in. So we had it done Friday.
To ourselves. And
then we went to Nashville, went into the city again, took the lady over to fucking to Broadway, which was the coolest street in the country.
What I love about Broadway is it's not just, and again, no slight on that, but it's not just, back in the day, Nashville was the country music capital of the world. There's no doubt about that. Until years later, you had Austin come up and do, which is where that whole outlaw country here ended the music lesson. But over the years, it's become, walk down there, you will hear a bluegrass bar, you will hear a rock, a metal, soul. I remember one year we went in one club and
it's multiple levels.
Yeah.
Every building has multiple levels, and it's like music on every fucking level.
Yeah, it's just
never been on, and that includes every street I've been on in New York City.
Oh, wow. And I loved it. I fell in love with it the first time I was there, man. I was just like, this is so awesome. You had blues in one bar and jazz in the next, country in another heavy. Then you had hip hop. You even had R&B. I mean, man, that you have that much. And for somebody like me who loves music, but I like a lot of other kinds of music too. And just to see, all the, like the last girl and her band, and they were great. And man, she was hot. But Yeah, just
the hardest working musicians in the world, if you ask me,
yes,
because
yes.
they'll play a show for 3 hours
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll split off, go to 3 different places, 4 different places, however many are playing. So 4 locations, there for 3 more.
The only other city I saw that was like that, man, where I would see same musicians in other places was New Orleans.
Nice.
And that was really cool too, because you had this one gal who was kind of outlaw country, and then the next act would be like smooth jazz or what. Then there was a guy that was literally, he did nothing but Louis Armstrong songs.
Nice.
And Armstrong, man. And New Orleans was
you
really
like
cool.
guys to blow?
I do. And it's I also liked Memphis as well. Memphis was amazing too, especially for, again, somebody who loves music, just to go into Sun Records and to, literally stand in the mic stand where Elvis and Johnny Carey, man. I mean, without them, you don't have this. You don't have any of it.
Yeah.
Not even metal, just any of it. I mean, those guys paved the way. See, you just fucked it up, dude.
We're having technical.
Fuck it up, and you're this guy's the most interesting fucker here. He's on a roll, and then fucking Bushy's got
part of this experience this weekend. As a guy just coming in, I mean,
I just love the pre-party, man. I mean, I love the whole thing, but the pre-party was amazing. Just meeting all these people that I've been listening to daily. Yeah, it was.
Put like bodies and faces to voices. Video cast.
They were all so friendly. Everybody was so friendly and nice and very welcoming to me. You guys that didn't come this year, you guys got to come back next time. We got to make RockNPod bigger.
We've been saying that for 6
years. We got to keep it going, guys. Shekels. RockNPod.
We love you, man.
Can we give Tracy some? And it was very grassroots back then. It was all
kudos to
funded,
Mr. Sinzak, because I don't know how the fuck he did it, but you did, Chris. And they had that big chair for him and honoring him, which he richly.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I think the RockNPod, the future of it's in good hands.
I think it was a quality,
quality
event. She got some great guests. I have to say that I was say, buddy, fuck you didn't tell me. I found out after the show was over at the pre-party, his wife happened to drop that Tiffany was coming. Yes, 80s teen pop. I was like, wait, what? Huh? Because we all know I grew up. That's my wheelhouse on that metal station.
Yeah, I still remember that shit.
But I got it out of my system. But I was like, what do you? She's coming. Probably got on it.
And would look good in it. She didn't ask me to model for
it.
I'm dead sexy, Bushy. You just saying this shit because you're jelly. I get it, man.
The point is, I was like, holy shit, Tiffany's going to be there. I spent half the fucking day looking for her. And I started asking because I'm like, look, I haven't seen her since like the mall days.
Acting like a little girl.
It's funny. Well, that's all. But I'm going to waste the fuck out. So I forget who we had coming up. Well, we had an interview with Leak, and we're walking over to the bathrooms, and I saw her. And I was like, oh my god, Mindy, she's here, Mindy, she's here. Oh my god. I fucking geeked out for a minute. I haven't geeked out over any.
No, as big a Twisted Sister for you as you are, man. Eddie.
Grab his name all weekend. I've been talking about him. I couldn't grab his name. To me, so bad. A, I wasn't going to be able to interview, and B, and C, be at a rock and heavy metal type, expo. I kind of lost my shit, but she was super sweet. I mean, when I walked over, I was cool. I was like, oh my god. I had to tell her, like, look, I caught a lot of shit at the heavy metal radio station I worked at because, I'm the heavy metal guy that played I Think We're Alone Now on the air. And she put her arms around me and says, oh my God, I like you even more. Got a picture with her. My lady got a picture. Tiffany hugs.
I got a Tiffany hug too.
The way.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I trust you folks. I ain't gonna lie, Tiffany, out of all the famous people I've met, she was
very nice. I walked past her and she kind of smiled at me and I smiled back and I said, what's that? I said, nothing, baby. And kept on walking. And I was
So
like,
that's what
wow, Tiffany
that's what
just
Tiffany
flirted
makes
with
called
me.
now, Tiffers.
Tiffers. I was like, what's
We're
up,
called
Tiffers?
We're all called Tiffers now.
You should, yeah, with
It's better than a Swifty.
I don't give a fuck.
I got to tell you, now that was a big highlight. But Tracy had reached out to me several weeks ago because internet sensitivity.
Yeah.
And I love this fucking guy. I love this guy.
I know you do.
He's hilarious. You know, a lot of people think what he's doing is a shtick. It's not a shtick. It's just this dude being a sweetheart. And I'll be damned if he didn't kill it, man. I thought he did a real good job.
He was fun.
For somebody that wasn't, a professional singer, he does karaoke at his house, for Christ. I thoroughly enjoyed it. She asked me to do a live interview with him on stage, so I think it went really well. You can see a YouTube page. I've got to get on your phone and put it up on the Plug Podcast page too. But I can't hear you all. But anyway, you can see that interview I did with really great.
You did a great job, man. I went there and listened. Knew who Joey Bro was, but I wasn't super familiar with him. And I do remember like some people loving him, some people hating him. I was just kind of ambivalent. I was ambivalent. Joe Bro, if you're listening, bro, I had nothing against, but I didn't really. I watched. Okay, cool, funny, and moved on with my life. But then you got some people that just hate on him, and I'm going, why? If you don't like it, that's the way I look at it. If you don't like something, just ignore it. Scroll by. This is
what I want to say. Look, I love Joey Bro, damn it, boy. This is what I have to say to you fucking haters. Please.
All you're doing is getting more
commenting. Please keep sending your little fucking hate likes. Boost them in the algorithm. I'm begging you to keep your shit up because I want that guy to keep going.
And it's a quote, Bushy. I wish a motherfucker would.
I wish a motherfucker would.
That one goes out to Jason Hardwin of Becoming, man.
But yeah, that was a big highlight for me because they've never asked me to do anything on stage. We're always like, that's the thing. They're the kings. Well, half of them couldn't even show up. We understand the work here, buddy. You do what you got to do. Take care of your family.
Ralph, we love you, man.
Yeah, we missed you this year.
We love you, Ralph.
Definitely missed you, man.
Ralph, you're the best.
It wasn't the same without you, brothers. The same, man. So, you know what? You take care of your mom. To Mrs. Vieira, sending positive energy your way, man.
Hell yeah. You gave us Ralph.
So we
got to do something kind of cool. And me and Metal set that up. Third time.
Yes.
You
know, hey, Metal Mike, he knows me, which is so surreal. Like when I was watching that metal show, if somebody said, well, one of these days you're going to meet that. I mean, like, yeah, but then I felt that way about Ralph when I'd watch his videos. One of these days you're going to actually be friends with that.
Yeah. You never know.
So,
well, we set this. We knew that when we were done with that interview, we wanted you to tell Don.
And we want you to tell that story right.
I was watching that metal show constantly. And like some metal songs here and there by playing video games and such. But
Guitar Hero, right?
Guitar Hero, yeah. And but it wasn't until I watched that metal show where they were showcasing albums like basically, the new wave of British heavy metal. They were talking about Wheel Steel and Venom and Motorhead, all that stuff. Don Jameson kept showcasing, Killers and the Iron Maiden's debut album and Saxon Wheels of Steel. And I just looked at the album covers that he was showing. And I'm like, damn, maybe I should check this out. So I went to Best Buy. Also, I heard Prowler. It totally blew my mind. I wasn't a big metalhead at that time, but when I heard Prowler, I immediately knew what kind of music I wanted to be associated with. For the rest of the Iron Maiden album completely changed my life forever, and Don Jameson is responsible for getting me interested in that. So Don Jameson, if you ever watch this, I love you, man. You're the reason I'm a metal fan today.
And you got to tell him today, man.
I did get to tell him. That was the highlight.
Moved him. You could tell.
That's the biggest highlights of me being at RockNPod.
And that's why I was like, when you told me that, which I was, I planned on introducing everybody we were interviewing anyway. When when you told me that, I was like, oh, you have to tell Don.
Yeah.
You have to tell him.
Yeah, we gotta.
It would mean the world.
Yes.
To him,
And you could tell he was moved. He really appreciated that.
Yeah.
And when we took a picture with Don, instead of just doing the typical Bushy and Metal Mike, we invited Travis in on that picture, man.
Yes, sir.
That was a good moment.
It was great.
Overall, it was a killer weekend.
It was, man.
Getting out of here tomorrow. When are you guys bouncing?
I'm bouncing Monday.
That's nice.
But we will definitely be going to Aaron's shindig.
Oh, missed that. I've always got to leave too early.
That sucks, man.
I've been to one.
Yeah, that really sucks.
It's always next year, man.
Don't be making those kinds of promises. I wanted you to know a little bit of what was going on. We have interviews with Brian Slagle, Chance, what's her name?
Chancey Party from Concrete Management.
We had Erie Vaughn from Danzig, Sam Hain. We had us Winery Dogs.
Concrete marketing, yeah.
Mr. Big.
Mr. Big. Yeah, because we didn't have a lot. And Don James, this is all we did this year. We took time to enjoy
that thing. It's like we wanted to do interviews.
Look, if you're going to take your dick out, this is going on YouTube. Man. I can't do that.
I'm not having that much, girl. I just here, I want to show you how great of a friend that Mr. Metal Mike Tyler is.
Ah, shucks.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
We were going through vinyl.
He's going to show us Culture Club album.
Yep.
Which I think's awesome.
I bought it. Well, I bought Mark, if you're listening, your Culture Club and Duran will be home when I get home. Dude.
When I saw this,
dude,
I'm jealous.
And I have to do my impression of you when you saw it. Went through vinyl, and he just goes, I swear to God, dude, it was like, even for me, the way he was reacting, it was like glowing. Oh, it was like, he was like fucking, and I'm going, oh, he really wants this record.
Yeah.
And he just kept going, should I buy it? He was like kind of agonizing over it. And I just thinking to myself, fuck this. And I said, I'll take it, man. And he gets done. He goes, you want to put it in a bag? And I went, no. And I turned around and said, here, brother, enjoy.
Yeah.
Hey.
This was in Metal Mike. You're a wonderful friend, and I really appreciate you for doing that for me.
You're welcome.
I know how much this EP means to me.
Well, I know you're a huge Merciful Fate fan. Hell, we all are.
Metal band 80s.
Traditional metal.
Dr. Fuck is right.
Yes.
It's science that this is the best metal band of the 80s.
You don't have any of that extreme metal.
Yeah.
It all starts
from A Corpse Without Soul to Devil's Eyes. This is just a magnum opus of, evil metal. Heavy metal.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks so fucking deranged in the back, man.
Yeah.
Almost corpse.
It's so wicked.
Yeah,
it's so wicked. I had to have.
You don't have that corpse paint without King Diamond. I know kids.
Gene.
Yeah, we love you, Gene. And you're the demon. Well, yeah. And I mean, just the thing about, again, I remember the first time I heard, and it wasn't this was not the album. My big brother's buddy, Dave Grindstaff. Hope you're listening. Fate, Melissa. I loved was. You would I remember the first time I saw Holy Diver, I'm like, oh my God, that's the most.
Yeah.
And then
you almost felt like, are my parents looking? That was the best part.
Right, man. And then, when I saw, I'm like,
yeah,
oh, that's so fucking badass. I must have this. And there is something of, what's the word?
Taboo.
For some of our great grandparents, fuck you, we're gonna fucking spank you. what do? They fucking go and get fucking hammered even more than they probably would have done before. When you're told no, you're just like attractive about it. I don't want to say evil is attractive, but there is something about the dark side that you're. Fate was one of those bands like King Diamond with his man.
He's surely from hell, man.
Yeah, I never.
When it comes to metal, one of the most perfect lineups.
And while I'll say mainstream,
Sherman, Michael Denner,
Timmy Grabber, yeah,
and Kim and the amazing Kim Ruse on.
He just
I'm so jealous of that EP. That's sick, man. Nuns Have No Fun, such a great song.
I'll get you one later.
You know, as much as I love Nuns Don't Have Fun, but the thing I love about it the most is it's evil as fuck, but it's also yeah, it is.
I mean, it's 2020.
Also, you know, my little pentagram necklace, all this.
It's kind of a gift. It was a way to get attention.
Sure.
Because if you're going against the grain, that sparks controversy, that sparks conversation.
There we go.
Look at that. That is fucking cool.
Yeah, I don't know how well you can see it in the. That's a cool purple splatter vinyl, man. It's pretty. Pretty sick.
It's so fantastic.
So happy for you there, brother. I'm so glad to meet you face to face. We had never worked together until we did. You'll be coming back. That's why I wanted to have you here on the recap. We're going to get out of here. Anything you want to say?
I'm I'll put this toy in a little bit. I really want to thank Metal Mike and Bushy for making me feel so welcome to RockNPod. And I also want to thank Mooger, and I want to thank Ian Wadley and Kristen Zach and Aaron Camaro.
We want to thank Ian.
And
let's thank Ian. Thank you, Ian.
Quit, dude. You need to stop, man.
You guys, great time. I love you all very much, and I am definitely going to be at the next one because I can't miss this.
And
we want to meet a lot of you face to face. I mean, it's one thing having you on camera and doing the, you know, the what's that fucking called? But now it's Zoom.
Zoom, yeah.
You know, that's cool. You know, it's
our top 11 album closers.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of
fun. Yeah, nice.
Okay. Come to RockNPod. In the means, keep fighting the good fight. Stay metal to your dying breath, man. We will see you when we see you.
Metal to the
5 metal. We'll see you next time.
Hell yeah. Bye.